Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is a new channel and this is a new sort of a video. So what I will be doing here is basically we'll be recapping all the fixtures that have happened in the last week in La Liga and Premier League. And if this video does well, I may even include other leagues like the German league and the Italian league. So before going any further with this, I would just like to say, this match week I obviously watched La Liga more than I watched Premier League. It's a very normal week, isn't it? Like, extremely normal. Nothing untoward happened. So, let's move on. Now, at first, we'll begin with La Liga. And of course, as we know that right now, I won't just show you the table because it's all over the place because not all teams have played the same amount of games. Many of the teams have started late, so there's that. So, I'll just go over the results and compare them to the predictions that I have made. Now, if you want to know the predictions that I have made for both these leagues, I have made videos, they're on my channel. Go watch them after you watch this video. Now, to begin with, I would say that Valladolid versus Eibar. I was actually watching this game and it was good. It was not a bad game. And I feel like Eibar did really well to win against Valladolid. But these are both your lower mid-table sides. I don't really have much expectations from them. Although I was thinking Eibar might get relegated this time. They are playing well so far. The next match, however, is something that really I do not understand what is happening. Because Atletico Madrid, once again, they drew with Villarreal. And now on the surface itself, that's not bad. Villarreal are a great team. It is very difficult to actually beat them. But if you consider what happened last week, Atletico drew against Huesca. They won brilliantly against Granada, but then they drew against Huesca, the team that finished bottom of La Liga the last time they were in La Liga. They got promoted this time and they drew against them. And now they draw against Villarreal. Atletico just not clicking right now. Then of course we had basically a bottom of the table clash between Elche and Huesca. It ended 0-0. It was boring. Really boring. There was nothing much to say about this match. But the next match, that was interesting. Because between Real Sociedad and Getafe, my prediction was Getafe is going to finish in the Europa League spots and Real Sociedad is not. But Real Sociedad just won. And towards the end of the season, this match is really going to matter because these teams are probably going to go head to head for the positions. So yeah, great win for Sociedad there. And the next game also went just about as much as well I thought it would go. Because Real Betis won against Valencia at the Mestalla and honestly I do not expect anything from Valencia. I have said so in basically all of my, in my prediction video that Valencia are not going to do well this season. They are just going from bad to worse. Because getting beat by Real Betis, who by the way aren't that hot themselves because they just lost to Getafe and before that they lost to Real Madrid. Of course they did play much better in that game, but they are not exactly looking hot right now and Valencia still lost 2-0 to them in their home ground. That is bad. Now moving on to the next game. Again, I was expecting this sort of result because Celta Vigo has failed to win again. This time Osasuna beating them 2-0, but it was in Osasuna's home ground to be fair. But even with that, Celta should be doing better. With the amount of talent that they have, they should be doing better. Moving on from that, the next fixture was Alaves versus Athletic Bilbao. And how on earth Alaves managed to win this game, I will never quite understand. Bilbao had the better chances, Bilbao had the better players. Alaves was down one man. How on earth did they win? I will never understand how Alaves won this game, but they did. Now, moving on from that, it was Levante versus Real Madrid. Honestly, do we expect Real Madrid to lose in these situations? They always manage to grind out a win. It's a quality that, it can be contentious. You can say that, they are doing some questionable stuff, but look, they are winning, they are getting points. There's nothing much we can say about it. The next match though, I loved that match. Cadiz FC versus Granada. Now that finished 1-1 and on the scoreline itself you might think, it's a boring game. It was 1-1. What's so interesting about it? What was interesting about it is that Granada 1 is playing in the Europa League. They have already qualified for Europa League. Cadiz is the team that got promoted from the Segunda Division last season. A promoted team just got a single point against the team that is competing in Europe. Now, both these teams, I love both these teams. I watched Cadiz play a bit when they were in Segunda Division. I really loved them. And they just seem to be continuing that. They are not the most attacking team, but they are a good team. They are not bad in any sense of the phrase. And of course, we have to mention that they also beat Athletic Bilbao 1-0 in Bilbao's home ground. So there is that as well. But that was last week. Of course, I didn't cover that because I was sick. And moving on to the final fixture of the match day, it was Barcelona versus Sevilla. This match started in such a great fashion. It started exactly like I expected it to start, because Sevilla, of course, won the Europa League. Barcelona got trashed by Bayern Munich 8-2 in the Champions League. Sevilla took Bayern Munich to the Super Cup extra time. Barcelona started the season really well. There was so much going for them, for this match. But in the end, especially towards the second half, it kind of blew off. And I would say Sevilla really deserved a win here. Although there were two decisions that weren't given by the referee, especially that foul on Messi. I feel like that was a penalty, because if you look closely, Messi did take the ball from his left feet to kind of get it to his right feet. And when Diego Carlos actually does make the contact, he gets Messi's feet before he touches the ball. So we have seen these penalties given. We have seen these penalties ignored. So honestly, it's a 50-50 sort of a decision. But we have seen these penalties given. And this is the reason why VAR exists. So I don't know what is happening up there. And there was, of course, one more decision where there was a handball just inches outside the box, which should have been a free kick, because everyone could see in the camera after that, when Sergio Roberto pulls the ball up, it hits the hand. And I don't know why they didn't give the handball there. Because even though it's not a clear and obvious error, like 10 minutes before, Coutinho got stopped because the ball hit his hand, and that was also by accident, because a Sevilla player actually hit him in the hand. But I would say Luke de Jong, perfect finish, and Coutinho after that, another perfect finish. The first 10 minutes of the game were the most interesting minutes of the game. Now, of course, this is La Liga. As I said before, nothing really special happened here. It was pretty much what I expected. And surely, the Premier League would give me the same results. I mean, you would think that what is considered to be the best league in the world would give me similar sort of results. Oh, you know what? These things happen. Sometimes, they were playing against Leeds in their home ground. It's okay, Man City drew a match away from home. That's fine, it happens. It happens to... Okay, maybe not the best result, but Leicester did beat Man City. Sometimes you do slip up. That's fine. That's completely fine. Are you joking right now? Seriously, what is this? You know what? I'm still gonna forgive Man U for that. Tottenham is a good side, Mourinho is a good manager. Surely there are no more of these results. Please stop. Are you fucking kidding me, man? How do you lose 7-2 to Aston fucking Villa? Aren't Liverpool supposed to be the champions of England? How do you lose 7-2 to a team that barely remained in the Premier League in the last season? What is going on with this league right now? I mean, honestly, what is going on with the league? Of course, that's just this week, because in the last week, Leicester won 5-2 against Man City somehow. Chelsea made a second half comeback from being 3 goals down to 3-3. Manchester United got a penalty after the game was over. What is going on with this league? Seriously. Now let's just dissect what the hell happened here. Now I'll go to some of the fixtures which you guys didn't see in the previous segment of it. So Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. Chelsea comfortably went through, won 4-0. Everton playing really, really well. James Rodriguez is just clicking for Everton. Maybe he finally has a club where he can show his talent. And that's a nice thing. That's a really nice thing. I really hope well for the guy. Of course, as I said before, Leeds versus Man City. I really praise Leeds for that, because if you guys don't remember, Leeds almost stopped Liverpool winning the first game of the season, because Leeds basically finished 4-3 against Liverpool, and that was one hell of a game. So yeah, I do expect a lot from them, and so this draw does make a lot of sense. Now Newcastle versus Burnley. I am amazed that Newcastle actually won something for a change. Like, Newcastle can win? Who would have thought? Who would have thought that Newcastle can actually win a game? But apparently they can, so good for them. Of course, the mighty West Ham defeated Leicester City. I think it's just a little bit of fatigue setting in. But even without that, West Ham played okay. They were not, I wouldn't say they were brilliant, they were good. Leicester was just not there. They were not on the same level in the game. Southampton 2-0 against West Bromwich Albion. Not something unexpected, I would say. Wolves won against Fulham. They had to fight for it, but they got through. Arsenal barely edged through against Sheffield, winning 2-1. But now to the most disastrous results I have seen in a long time. I mean, I haven't seen results like this in maybe 5-6 seasons. Like, these are big teams. Now, Manchester United lost 6-1 to Tottenham Hotspurs. Now, 6-1. Now, if you look at that scoreline, it just says that Tottenham were brilliant. But the thing is, when I was actually watching the game, I actually didn't start watching the game until Man U were already 3-1 down. And then one of my friends were like, dude, watch that game. It's fucking amazing. So I just started watching it. Going through that game, when the game was actually being played, I really didn't think that was a team being managed by Jose Mourinho, because when we say Jose Mourinho, we think this is a guy who is going to, park the bus. But that didn't feel like the Tottenham team that I saw against Manchester United. Yeah, sure, they were defensive at times, but it was free-flowing. In fact, at some points in the game, it honestly felt like I was watching the 2014 German national team. They were that good in some points during the game. And they thoroughly deserved that 6-1. Although I would say Martial's red card was absolutely stupid. Because if Martial should get a red card, then so should Lamela. Because they both did the exact same thing and Lamela started it. So if Martial is getting a red card, then why isn't Lamela? But again, that is something that was up for contention. I don't really know what to say about it. Bruno Fernandes, of course, started the scoring for Manchester United. And would you take a guess how he scored a goal? Of course, it was a penalty. So yeah, it was a deserved penalty. I'm not saying anything against the penalty. I'm just saying that how is it that this guy always manages to score some penalty or other? Now moving on to the most disastrous game I have seen in a while. Like, it's been a long time since I've seen this. I would say even Bayern thrashing Barcelona 8-2 wasn't that bad of a result. Because A, that was Bayern Munich, and B, that wasn't Aston Villa. Now, actually moving on to the game, I don't think, and now many people are going to disagree with me on this, I don't think Liverpool were that bad. Liverpool were very unlucky. They were extremely unlucky. Now, it's not that they were terrible, they were mainly just unlucky. Now, if you look at the first goal that Adrian gave away, that was a very clear goalkeeping error and he deserved to concede for that. That's fine. But if you look at the second goal of Aston Villa, wasn't the second, was the third? The one that took a deflection of Van Dijk's feet. There's really nothing you can do about it. I mean, you try to defend and sometimes these sort of things just happen. Jack Grealish's first goal, it took a huge deflection of Fernandinho and went to the goal. There were so many of those goals that were just deflected goals. Then one deflected of Trent Alexander-Arnold's right foot. There were so many deflections, and honestly, as a keeper, I don't think you can do much about it. So yeah, amazing performance by Aston Villa though, because these sort of goals, you can say that, yeah, they were deflected, they were lucky and all that, but you can't create these sort of chances if you are not attacking. And Aston Villa, to their credit, were continuously attacking them. Now Liverpool, of course, Salah did manage to score 2 goals, and they were two very good, nice goals. But in the end, the defense of Liverpool was shambolic. Even if you consider the 3 goals that went in due to deflection, just subtract those 3 goals, and Aston Villa still wins 4 goals to 2. Because the 4 goals that did go nicely, they were really good goals. The second goal, I actually misspoke. The second goal that Aston Villa scored, that was brilliant. It was just inside the box, but he then cut in from the right side and scored, almost got the top corner. That was a brilliant goal. So Aston Villa, really credit to them. They are playing really well. They are playing much better than I thought they would. Because so far, they have won 3 games. Yeah, they played 3, they won 3, and they scored 11 goals. So Aston Villa on fire right now, and they just beat the English champions. So good for them, really good for them. Horrible result for Liverpool. I really hope they can recover from this. Because of course there's the derby coming next Saturday. I really hope Liverpool can recover from this, because this has to damage their psychology and that mentality a bit. 7-2, to lose 7-2 a team that is not that big of a team, it's unbelievable. But of course, that's all that happened in the last week. So what do you guys think? Do you really think that Liverpool are going to bounce back from this? Because I really hope they do. What do you think is going to happen? Is Everton going to win their first title ever in a long time? Is it a long time or ever? I don't know if Everton has actually won an English championship. So that's that. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think what's going to happen the next week? This was what we saw this week. Some really stunning games. I honestly have no words. My own team didn't really do all that much, but I'm still proud of Barcelona. They started well. It was against Sevilla. Sevilla is always a tough opponent. Yeah, it was a good week. It was a really good week to be a football fan. Probably not a good week if you are a Manchester United or a Liverpool fan. If you are a Liverpool fan and you're watching this, I'm sorry, mate. Shit like this happens. Don't worry about it. So yeah, that's where I'll end this video. If you do like this one, then definitely consider pressing that like button. Do subscribe to my channel for more content, and as you can see in the background, that's career mode gameplay. If you do want to see like a proper career mode series on my channel, let me know. I'll do that. I have no reason not to. So do let me know about that. And I'll leave you guys with it. So peace.